Hi, this is your host, Dr. Agnes Cabredo, for another lesson on good English. We are going to focus today a discussion on the basic grammar. We are going to zero in first on the irregular verbs. So on the board, I have here the nominative case pronouns which are used as subject. These are the actors of our sentence or the persons we talk about. So, the first person is I. This is the speaker. The second person is the person spoken to. And the third person is the person spoken about. So the first person is the speaker, and my verb is I am. And the second person is the person spoken to, and the verb is you are. And the third person is the person spoken about, and the verb is. And this is the singular form of the irregular verb to be. And the second person is, the first person is we are, you are, they are. Notice, so I say I am a Filipino. He is intelligent. They are the champions. Notice, I is the subject. The verb is I am a Filipino. Is there action? None. What is known is my status. I am a Filipino. These verbs give you status, no action. He is intelligent. It gives you a condition. They are the champions. It gives you a status and condition. So, these are the uses. And what do we call these verbs? Irregular verbs, which the primary function is linking verbs. What is linking verbs? It links the subject with a name. Who am I? A Filipino. Who is the Filipino? I. So, this verb links the subject with a name. This is, it names. He is intelligent. The subject is he. And then, what is the description? Intelligent. So, intelligent describes. They are the champions. Who are the champions? They. Who are they? The champions. So, we have here again, name. Notice that the Filipino names, intelligent describes, the champion names. We call this subject complement. What is complement? It completes the subject with this naming and description. Subject complement. So, these are all in the present tense. And we said, there is no action. There is no action. Now, what are the other uses of these irregular verbs? Why irregular? Because there is no uniformity in their form. This is am, are, is. Are, are. There is no uniformity, so we call them irregular. But what are the other uses? So, you speak of habitual action. Okay? So, I am a teacher. So, I go to school every day. It speaks of the present habitual action. When you say, I am in school, you are at home. It gives you location. Then I have the sentence, gold is more precious than silver. I am speaking of general truth. We have the uses and the form. I'd like to emphasize that here in the third person, we have the verbs always ending in S. Let's take other irregular verbs. You say, I have, you have, he has. Notice, it ends again in an S. We have, you have, they have. Okay, just about the last regular verb. I do, you do, he, she, it does. Again, notice the third person again has the proliferation of letter S. Okay, so we do, you do, and they do. So be familiar with their forms and their basic functions. This time, we'd like to take the second part of our discussion. That is the discussion or the presentation of regular verbs. Regular verbs. For instance, we say show. I show the gift that I received. You show what you have received. And he, okay, notice we're consistent. This is the third person, and again you have the S. We show, you show, they show. Again, the form that is different is the third person because of the S. Okay, let's take another. Write. I write, you write, and he, she, it, with an S, writes. We write, you write, they write. Now, I'd like to take up a very important problem the students encounter. Sometimes we doubt, shall we put S or no S? Shall we put S or no S in our verb? Okay, notice, we have here I without the S. You, right. He, but it's only here where you have the S. I'd like to give you a clue. Let's say on the third person, can I remove this pronoun and put instead a noun, an actor? Okay. Let's say farmer. A farmer shows. Model shows. Model writes. Then here my pet cat shows. Writes. What's the plural? of farmer? Farmers. The plural of model? Models. And what's the plural of cat? Cats. Now we have the noun and we have the verbs. This time, what do the verbs show? They give action or no action? We have the action verbs. And they all in the third person end with S. Okay? Now, I'll give you a simple formula. This is not found in any English book. This is a product of experience. Notice, when your noun is singular, what's our noun? It has no S. But your verb, which is singular, has S. What about your noun in the plural? Noun, which is plural, has S. Cats, models, farmers. And your verb in the plural has no S. Again. Noun, no S. Verb has S. Noun, which is plural, S. The verb, no S. Okay? So, let's just have a drill. If I give you a noun, you give me the verb. Okay. Pen, write, writes. Pen, no S, writes. Books, with S, verb, no S, open. Students, with S, shout, no S. Windows, with S, open, no S. Okay? You apply this formula. This is basic formula. I want to give it down as a legacy and tell me if you improved your grammar. Again, when your noun has no S, it is singular, your verb has an S. Car runs. Flower blooms. Curtain falls. But if your curtains rise. Doctors inspire. Architects build. So, you're familiar with the uses. They give you action, but the more important thing is their form. First person, second person, third person. Okay? Remember, our S in the third person. If you learned something, please like, subscribe, and share our channel. Please give comments if you like, and we'll be very thankful for it.